There are 5 parts to this activity. First of all, students will explore some basic categorisation schemes, becoming familiar with the variables that are contained within it. Next, they go outside and locate some arthropods, identify them and record some of their features. They then turn this information into a dataset and use this data to create their own categorisation schemes. Finally, they share their work and critique the work of other students. Categorisation is an important idea across mathematical disciplines, including statistics. In particular, as classification, it is a key idea in the emerging field of data science, which builds from many school-level statistical concepts. This activity gives students an opportunity to think about how data is created through observing animals in the world and transforming them into a set of countable or measurable characteristics, then considering how these can be used to identify species of arthropods.
Some important points to consider when you do this lesson with students. Firstly, feel free to encourage creativity and don't worry about any obvious issues that emerge. If you encourage students to see making the classification schemes as a draft, this will support the idea of trialling different points of failure. They're not looking for something that's correct or beautiful at the beginning, they're looking to make a draft, and the errors will allow critique to happen in a really useful way. Secondly, also important to help them notice differences as well as sameness between different types of arthropod. That helps therefore with the decision points in the classification diagrams. Help them to notice the relationship between the number of arthropods that they're classifying and the number of decision points, which should always be one fewer if the decision points are binary. If they decide to do something more ambitious, that might change. Also, don't allow them to use any more than about 6 images because that will create much more complexity. It's important to note that the order in which they make the decision points happen can be flexible but also quite impactful, and so thinking about swapping the order, changing those decision points into a different hierarchy or a different classification order can really make a difference. Get students to really think about, for example, if they have 2 arthropods that are the same colour, when might it be good to eliminate one? It's really important during this lesson also to encourage students to give feedback in really useful, constructive ways, and so that might be something you think about before you get to that point. And finally, this lesson would make a really beautiful display, in particular different versions of the student work where it's obvious the different ways in which they've incorporated feedback and refined their design.
First, open the app on an iPhone or Android phone. Click the camera icon at the bottom of the screen and point the camera at the plant or animal you want to identify. The name of the plant or animal will appear at the top of the screen. Taking a photo will bring up additional information. With a photo of the plant or animal you want to identify saved to your computer, open Google and click on the search by image icon. Find your photo and click Open. In the search bar, type or select what is the name of this plant. The name of the plant will appear in the search results, and you can find more information from reputable websites.